Hey, what's up guys, Pratima here and a happy Dasai to everyone. Today I am going to compare my current favorite mid-range phones of 2021, the Galaxy M52 which has been recently launched by Samsung and the OnePlus Nord 2 which has been ranked as the best mid-range phone for the last couple of months now. So as always, I will also be distributing points across each round to help you better understand the course of this battle. But this time, aspects like design, display, performance, cameras, and battery, the 5 pillars of a great smartphone as MKBHD calls it, will have a greater weightage while other metrics will have slightly lesser weightage. With that out of the way, let's begin. So first off, let's talk about the design. Here Samsung has done something different with the Galaxy M52. While most of the M series phones from the past were heavy and sort of bulky because of their bigger batteries, Samsung has fitted in a relatively smaller 5000 mAh cell on the Galaxy M52. Hence, it weighs only 173 grams and is among the most lightweight phones in Samsung's arsenal right now. It is also quite thin at 7.4 millimeters, but it is a little too wide for my hands. Plus, both the back and the frames are made entirely out of plastic, so you will get scratches and dents quite easily here. Similarly, I found the tactile feedback from its buttons to be plasticky too, especially the power button. On the contrary, the OnePlus Nord 2 brings a much superior build quality. From its dual glass design to the fresh color options, this phone sports a finer design by a long shot. Although it's admittedly not as lightweight, the overall heft means that the Nord 2 feels much better on the hands. And unlike the Galaxy M52, the buttons here feel plenty premium and the company's signature alert slider is always appreciated. OnePlus has also delivered a premium user experience with the optical in-display fingerprint scanner as opposed to the side-mounted reader on the Galaxy M52. So design and build quality wise, I would pick the OnePlus Nord 2 any day. Okay, getting to the display, we're in for an equal bit of similarities and differences. When glancing at the 6.4 inches AMOLED panel on the Nord 2 and a bigger 6.7 inches Super AMOLED screen on the Galaxy M52, the quality of these two displays is eerily similar. But upon a closer inspection, I found that the blues and reds come off punchier on the Galaxy M52, with reds on the Nord 2 looking orangish instead. Yet, I like the white balance on the Nord 2 screen and it also has a wider viewing angle. On the other hand, the Galaxy M52 takes the cake for its smoother 120Hz refresh rate, while you only get 90Hz refresh rate on the Nord 2. Thankfully, there are no micro lags or stutters when scrolling through the UI on either phone, so that's great. Plus, both of them employ Corning's Gorilla Glass 5 protection as well. But at the end of the day, because of the better color tuning and a smoother 120Hz refresh rate, the Galaxy M52 takes an easy victory in this round. Over onto the performance side of things, the Nord 2 takes a massive leap ahead. It is powered by MediaTek's flagship Dimensity 1200 chipset on top of some healthy AI customizations. On the contrary, the Galaxy M52 5G gets Qualcomm's Snapdragon 778G. While this is a pretty powerful silicon in its own right, Dimensity 1200 is simply streets ahead. I ran an app opening and multitasking test between these two phones and the results speak for themselves. The Nord 2 managed to keep most of the apps in memory and completed the full app in just 2 minutes and 45 seconds, whereas the Galaxy M52 took 4.5 minutes. Besides everyday performance, you will also get better gaming results from the OnePlus Nord 2, which is especially true for graphics-hungry titles like Genshin Impact. Here, the Nord 2 manages a stable 40 FPS under high graphics settings and 60 FPS mode. Under the same parameters, the gameplay is way too stuttery on the Galaxy M52 as it delivers 31 to 33 FPS on average only. So you'll need to dial down the graphics to medium for a smoother gameplay. However, playing relatively less resource-hungry games gives you similar results. PUBG Mobile is well playable with 40 FPS on average under HDR graphics and ultra frame rates from both the phones, while I got a steady 60 FPS under smooth graphics and extreme frame rates. As expected, Call of Duty Mobile runs at its highest settings with no hiccups, bringing a solid 60 FPS on either device. Surprisingly, high FPS optimized titles like Critical Ops max out at 60 FPS on the Nord 2, whereas the Galaxy M52 lets you enjoy the game at 120 FPS mode under ultra graphic settings with zero performance distress. But the Nord 2 handles thermal slightly better, while the Galaxy M52 gets slightly warm on the back. Anyways, because of the superior Dimensity 1200 chipset, the Nord 2 is definitely a faster device than the Galaxy M52. Okay, judging these phones' software was a bit of a challenge for me, as both of them are equally competent and well optimized. Suffice to say, I am absolutely torn between these two. Plus, their commitment to software support is all the more impressive too. So I will be sharing a point in this round. Alright, when it comes to audio, the Galaxy M52 unfortunately settles for a single speaker setup, contrary to the stereo speakers on the OnePlus Nord 2. As a result, the sound output from the M52 simply does not match what OnePlus is offering with this phone right here. From stereo separation to loudness, everything sounds better on the OnePlus Nord 2.
Putting the world on the line. Help me go back. Nobody waits. I just wanna cry my heart out this one last.
Nord 2's dominance continues in terms of vibration and haptics as well. OnePlus has installed almost flagship-grade vibration motors here. The feedback is precise and strong, as opposed to how the haptic response on the M52 is relatively weaker and sort of all over the place. Moving on to the cameras, both phones come with a triple camera setup at the back. Nord 2 setup includes a 50 megapixel primary lens with OIS, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 2 megapixel monochrome camera. Likewise, you're getting a 64 megapixel main shooter, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 5 megapixel macro camera on the Galaxy M52. In normal daylight conditions, images from the Galaxy M52 look pleasantly punchy, while Nord 2's photos are contrast heavy and turn out slightly dark. Yet, I found M52's white balance leaning on the bluish hue compared to the relatively natural white balance on the Nord 2. Even so, highlight preservation on the subject looks better under Samsung's image processing. Plus, it does not struggle with locking focus on close subjects either. Making our way to the ultra-wide-angle shots, it's evident that the ones from the Galaxy M52 have a wider field of view, although it also introduces a warm, almost greenish tint. To compare, I found color processing on the Nord 2 to be better, but it does struggle with maintaining exposure and over-sharpens the images as well. Similarly, portrait photos from the Galaxy M52 look brighter, punchier, and delivers a more consistent result, whereas the Nord 2 was a bit too inconsistent. Sometimes the images look great, while the other times it cannot handle contrast well, has worse shadow processing, and there's a hint of yellowish tint as well. But during low light shots, thanks to OIS, images are much sharper with pleasing colors on the Nord 2, whereas the ones from the Galaxy M52 are a bit grainy and feature an inferior image processing. Turning on night mode, M52's images are also overexposed, while the details and exposure are better from the Nord 2. Up front, both phones have a 32 megapixel selfie shooter. Here, images from the Nord 2 look a bit hazy. M52 introduces a slight pinkish tint, but overall its photos are comparatively more natural. Portrait selfies share a similar story with better dynamic range and contrast on the Galaxy M52. So if you want a reliable camera for clicking photos out of these two phones, I will definitely pick the Galaxy M52 5G. Getting to videos, both phones are capable of recording up to 4K 30fps footages. However, the Nord 2 manages much steadier results because of its OIS support, while OnePlus has also resorted to image cropping to achieve this. The same goes for 1080p 60fps videos, but the M52 shoots relatively less jittery videos this time around. Likewise, I found that the 1080p 30fps ultra-wide-angle videos are comparatively wobbly on the Nord 2, as the M52 shoots more stable videos by applying slight image cropping. Similarly, you can shoot up to 4K 30fps selfie videos on the M52, while the Nord 2 is capped out to 1080p 30fps recordings only. And under this resolution, the M52 delivers relatively stable videos with better exposure and saturation, while Nord 2 selfie videos look hazy and muted. Also, the audio pickup from the Galaxy M52 is much better, as it suppresses background noise to a greater extent, while the ambient noise is piercingly audible on the OnePlus Nord 2. So overall, in the videography aspect, both these phones have mixed results, so I will be sharing the point. In terms of battery, the Galaxy M52 gets a slightly bigger 5000 mAh cell as opposed to the 4500 mAh unit on the Nord 2. Under my regular usage with hours of streaming YouTube, using social media and even some gaming, I got around 6 to 7 hours of screen on time from both these phones. But unlike the Note 2, the overnight battery drain on the Galaxy M52 is quite minimal. Yet OnePlus takes a big stride in the charging department. You get a compatible 65-watt power adapter inside the box, using which the phone juices up from 0 to 100% in just 30 minutes. On the other hand, the Galaxy M52 supports 25-watt fast charging only, and Samsung has been greedy enough to ship a 15-watt charger inside the box. Even using the 25-watt adapter, it takes 1.5 hours to fill this battery. Summing it all up, if you look at the scoreboard, the OnePlus Nord 2 has emerged victorious in this comparison, mostly thanks to its superior design, better performance, and stereo speakers. The Galaxy M52 is not that far behind either, as it hosts a better display and more competent cameras for photography. But you also got to consider that the Nord 2 is slightly expensive of the two, and if you manage to get a good deal on the Galaxy M52 during this festive season sales, it is still a pretty great value. So there you have it, guys, my take on the OnePlus Nord 2 and the Galaxy M52 5G. I think both are stellar mid-range phones at this moment, so do let me know which one would you prefer in the comments. And if you are thinking of buying these phones, please consider using our affiliate link from the description. It really helps us a lot. Saying this, I am Pratima, and I'll see you soon in my next video.